Hi, and welcome to another broadcast of Unlock Your Mama Power. I'm Laura Topper and feeling very excited to be sharing today and talking about activating your. How are we today? It's so great to be here. Have you ever been in that place where you feel as if everything is conspiring against you for your abundance, your wealth, and your prosperity? Have you ever been in that place where you are just continually praying to the crystals or clearing the space or doing some kind of ritualistic, amazing invocation to bring in your wealth, to bring in your abundance, to bring in the prosperity, the money, the richness, the totality of it? Okay, these things are all great, and of course they're all in my home, so I love them. I mean, the singing bowl is a part of who I am, and I'm often dinging my singing bowl. But the thing is, when we look outside of ourselves, when we're continually looking outside of ourselves, even to the crystals, the chimes, the shakers and the singing bowl and the gong and the whole thing, when we're transferring our idea of how to be prosperous to this external, then we are just kind of ignoring and stepping away from and not connecting with the abundance that is already here and waiting for us right now. So put your shakers down, put your crystals down, put your singing bowl down, and let's take a few moments here to recalibrate on what abundance is, what prosperity is, what wealth is, and how we can activate this abundance, not from it being out there, but from within. Because this is where the root, if you like, the foundation, this is where it begins, within. So note the difference in these two kind of statements here. I'm really abundant. I'm really, really abundant. I'm really, really abundant. Or I am so abundant right now. I know that my good is here, and my good is this divine illuminating through me, and I feel it, and I know it. Which one do you think is the one that's going to activate your knowing of abundance? Well, if you said the first one, then come with me. We've got some work to do. If you said the second one, then ta-da, you're there. Because it's when we're feeling down on ourselves and when we're feeling that everything is against us and the world is against us and people are against us and this isn't working because it's just not working and I'm not good enough, or if you're doing something for your business and it's not doesn't seem to be working financially, or maybe you have a passion-based project or a ministry, or practitioner service, or whatever it is that you're bringing to this life, this glorious life, and you don't feel that it is working. Well, I'm going to tell you, right? from my own personal experience and from what I know as a spiritual teacher. When we claim something to be, it is. When we claim something to be the way that we think it is, that's what we're claiming. So when we're saying it's not working, we're actually affirming it's not working. When we're saying there isn't enough, we're affirming there isn't enough. Because when we make an affirmation, it's not because we are trying to convince ourselves, okay, we might be trying to do that on some level, but the real kind ofness, the realness of stating an affirmation is because we know it, like conviction, like it's done, like I know it, like beyond a shadow of a doubt. I know that there is so much abundance here, so much money, so much wealth, so much prosperity. Now, the next part of that statement might be, well, if I know it, why is it okay? Well, that's where we notice what are the work. And we do the work in that moment rather than running away from it and blaming ourselves or blaming blaming ourselves because we think we're not getting it right, or we think we've got to do something absolutely vastly different. Now, we may have to do something different. We may have to shake up, the project or the business or ourselves, but it stems from ourselves. It stems from shaking up our knowing of who we are and coming from that feeling, not trying to get to that feeling. That's huge. Can you feel the difference? We want to be coming from that feeling of abundance in everything that we do, in every conversation, in every tap on the computer, in every creative project and idea that we're birthing, in every communication with our friends, our colleagues, and our loved ones. We want to be coming from that place rather than seeking it out there, like it's there somewhere and we've got to get to it and then we'll feel better and then it will be better and then I will have ... There's a difference. There is a difference. And when we're coming from that place, we're not coming from that place necessarily because we're experiencing that plethora of wealth right now, and yet we're experiencing it within us as the knowing. We might not be experiencing it externally with the way that we're living or the house that we're in or the relationship we're in or the job that we're in, fill the gap. It's when we're experiencing it within that the magic happens. It's the other way round. Now we know this. We know it, on it conceptually, we know it as an idea. And yet when the shift hits the fan, we don't always put it into practice. We're not always good at saying, well, I know it and I'm going to practice it. Often it's, I know it and I feel really crappy, or I feel really bad, or I don't feel good, or my life isn't working, or whatever it is that we say. And we might not be even saying it consciously, it just might be a conversation that's been happening for years in the subconscious. A big part of the work that I do when I work with people, whether it's in groups or whether it is one-on-one, is the unlearning. The unlearning. It's very good to learn these new ways and to learn how to put them into our lives and how to implement these tools and these practices, prayer, affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment, meditation, affirmations, visioning, visualization, gratitude. It's really good to understand it in our head space. And yet the longest journey we know is, the head to the heart, and when it drops into the heart. But the thing is, before that, prior to that, there's an unlearning to do. There's an unlearning of old ways, old beliefs, old habits, patterns, agreements, contracts, silent yeses, all sorts of ways that we uh, we declare that we're showing up in this life, that a lot of them are subconscious and that we're just running on a kind of wheel with them until we just interrupt and say, I'm dissolving these beliefs, I'm cutting the cord, and I'm no longer attaching myself to beliefs. Now, I don't actually need to see what the belief is or where from, and we don't even need to know the exact wording of the belief, because often a belief can be stored as a feeling. It's like a feeling, that gut feeling when something doesn't happen the way we want it to, and we sink into a feeling inside us. That's the messenger. And with that feeling, it's like maybe disappointment or sadness or feeling inadequate or not good enough or got to be better, or that there might be a little competition going on in the head, of this person's doing it and I'm not, and then it's I don't feel safe, and then why, and all this stuff goes on. Our job is to unlearn, is to declare that we are cutting the ties, to declare that we no longer need to operate from that level and that we are growing. So when you do that, when you instantly say, I'm declaring that I'm cutting the ties, you will be given experiences to test you. Absolutely. You'll be given experiences that show up that will demand for you to step up and rise up into your new agreement, which is coming from that place of love, not fear, which I talked about the other day. You will be prodded and pushed. And when you then start actually agreeing to your agreement, you will see that those experiences become much fewer and fewer and fewer. And then we're riding on a new wave. We're riding on a wave which is aligned with where you are right now, where we are right now. And that is exciting. And it's not always easy. And there are steps that we have to take to unlearn. We have to be willing. We have to be willing to know how incredible we are right now. That's the first point. We have to be willing to say, yes, I'm enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. I'm enough. If you go onto my website, you can sign up and get your Mama Power Declaration, which I will read out next week. I am enough. I'm more than enough. And that goes along with my song, Woman of Power. I'm enough. I'm more than enough. In fact, we're giving a cosmic concert tomorrow on Saturday on New Thought Media Network, and the link is on my Facebook page. You can sign up and come, and I'm going to sing that song. I'm enough as I am, more than enough. Yes, enough as I am, more than enough. Gonna beat my drum, sing my song. I'm a woman of power. How often do you say that to yourself? And so these are all well and good. They have their place, they look beautiful, and of course they're energizing. Their love, protection, and all of that. These are all great. And yet the real work comes when we show up, when we're willing to disagree with the agreement that we've made, when we're willing to say yes to a new way, when we're willing to love ourselves, to love yourself, and actually start to shine your light from the place of love rather than from the place of fear. That's when you activate abundance. That's when you open up and the floodgates open. Because that's when you know you're enough already, and there's no more that you need do to make anything happen other than show up in your highest light. And if that means changing the offering that you're giving and up-leveling yourself, that's what it means. But it doesn't mean you're up-leveling yourself so that you can then, be happy. It means the other way around. It's like, I've discovered a new me, and so I'm going to show up as that. Not I'm showing up as this because I'm just on a wing and a prayer that it's going to bring in these people, or my business is going to boom. Do you see? It's completely the other way round. And when you get that, it's like life is a breeze, because all we're ever doing then is being our authentic selves. And we are instantly activating that abundance. There's no more we need to do than to lift ourselves to the highest light of who we are as divine beings, tune into that mama power, and come from that place, not try to get to that place. Oh, I'm very excited. This is my message for you for today. This is my message for you for today. So sign up on my website, get your Mama Power declaration. I better just check and make sure that it's there. It will be. And also Instagram, I'm on there, like my Instagram page, and like New Thought Media Network. And of course, there's the Love Offering donation link down here to the network, and you can be a conscious giver and get excited about all of these amazing broadcasts that are coming out through the network here on New Thought Media Network. I am very excited to be here with you, and I will be back, yes, tomorrow with my concert with Jason, on Monday with the Cosmic Prayer, and next week with Mama Power back here on Tuesday. So activate that abundance, because that is the truth of who you are, not because you are trying to get anything. You are already it. So powerful and life-changing. Absolutely life-changing. I love you. Blessings from my heart.